Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class of biology on the fascinating world of biology. Hi, I am Nishad. I will be your instructor for this course. Throughout this course, we will learn about ecosystem and their components. Here we will improve our reading skills. Now we discuss about ecosystem. The ecosystem. Eco means house. System nizam. The whole system of ecosystem. An ecosystem is an ecological system formed by interaction of living organisms and their non-living environment. Ecosystem means interaction living organisms with their non-living environment. Thus, when considering an ecosystem, we considering both the biotic and the abiotic environments in that ecosystem. Earth biosphere ecosystem, light energy from sun make an whole ecosystem. An ecosystem use both energy and inorganic nutrients. Energy enters an ecosystem from outside it from the sun. Energy is converted into chemical energy and is passed from organism to organism through the system. Energy is lost to the environment as it flows through the ecosystem. This energy that is lost as heat cannot be recycled in the ecosystem. Hence, energy has to be constantly supplied to the ecosystem. Inorganic nutrients, on the other hand, need not be supplied from outside the ecosystem. They are obtained from the abiotic environment and flow through the ecosystem in a cycle. Thus, in a balanced ecosystem, nutrients are continually recycled and are not lost. How does energy enter the Earth's ecosystem? The biosphere includes all parts of the Earth where life can be found. The biosphere is a huge ecosystem. Light is part of the abiotic environment of this ecosystem. However, the sun is outside the ecosystem, hence energy enters the ecosystem from outside. Earth biosphere ecosystem. Earth is not included in ecosystem, but all the energy enter from the outside from sun. How do energy and nutrients flow through an ecosystem? The living organisms in any ecosystem are made up of producer, consumer, and decomposer. First level is producer, consumer, and last one is decomposers. Energy and nutrients are transferred from producer to consumer to decomposer through feeding. Photosynthetic bacteria can convert light energy into chemical energy, hence they are producer. Photosynthetic bacteria also included in producer because it convert light energy into chemical energy. It work as a producer. Now we discuss first level of ecosystem, that is producer. Producer convert energy from the sun or light energy into chemical energy and store it as food during photosynthesis. Producer are mainly green plants. Producer include all plants because they are producer. Everything come from the green plants like fruits, vegetables and other things. But algae and certain bacteria that can photosynthesis are also producer. Producers are the only organism that can manufacture or produce complex organic food from inorganic raw materials. Hence, producers either directly or indirectly affect the lives of other organisms because they provide energy and oxygen. Now we discuss about consumer. What are consumers? Consumers. Consumer obtain their energy by feeding on other organisms. All animals are therefore consumers. Consumer include all animals including humans. Plant eaters or herbivores feed directly on plants. Here they are known as primary consumers. Meat eater or carnivores feed on other animals. Carnivores that feed on herbivores are known as secondary consumers. Carnivores that feed on other carnivores are tertiary consumers. It means those animals which eat only plants are called herbivores and other are which eat only meat called carnivores, and that's called omnivores. Omnivores includes only omnivores eat both plants and animals. Herbivores eat only plants, carnivores eats only meat, and omnivores eat both plant and animal like humans. Omnivores, for example, humans feed on both plants and animals, are omnivores, primary, secondary or tertiary consumers. Now we discuss about decomposer. Decomposers obtain energy by breaking down dead organisms, feces and excretory products. When the dead organisms and waste matter are broken down, the materials looked up in them are released. These materials, such as inorganic nutrients, carbon and nitrogen compounds, return to the physical environments and are used again by green plants. Fungi, bacteria, and earthworms are examples of decomposer. Here we discuss about ecosystem and their components. First one level is producer, second one level is consumer, and third one, last one is decomposer. Producer includes all plants, consumer includes all animals including also humans, and decomposer includes fungi, bacteria, and earthworms. In a new use for worm pop. How do you turn organic food waste into instant plant fertilizer? Just use red worms. Worm composting vermicultures is an easy and fun way to replace soil nutrients used up by plants. All you need are some red worms. Put the worms in a pot of soil and feed them with your leftover lunch. Red worms quickly convert organic food waste into a nutrients rich fertilizer worm pool. All you can eat buffet payment by a pop only. Parasites and scavengers. Parasites are organisms that live on or in the body of another species and get their nutrients and energy from their hosts. Most parasites cause harm to their hosts. Aphids and female mosquitoes are examples of parasites. Aphids suck plant juice, female mosquitoes suck blood. Scavengers are organisms that feed on dead animals. Vultures are an example of scavengers. Parasites and scavengers can both be considered consumers since they obtain their energy and nutrients by feeding on other organisms. The flow of energy through an ecosystem is illustrated in figure. Radiant energy from sun is used first to produce green plants, then converted in primary consumer herbivores and secondary consumer carnivores, tertiary consumers carnivores. Biotic part of ecosystem. Then primary and secondary parasites. Secondary and tertiary scavengers feed on dead animals. Both are made up decomposer fungi and bacteria. Represents heat loss to the environments. These are the circle of flow of energy in ecosystem. Now we discuss about the other main topics of ecosystem food chain. Food chains we can represent the feeding relationships between organisms in an ecosystem using food chain. A food chain is a series of organisms through which energy is transferred in the form of food. Each organism in a food chain feeds on the organisms before it and provide food for the organism after it. A food chain always begins with a producer. Remember, producers are the only organisms that can manufacture organic food from inorganic raw materials. Some example of food chains are shown below. Each arrow means is eaten by. Food chain is the process of food is eaten and is being eaten of other organism. Number one, grass. Grass is eaten by rabbit. Rabbit is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by hawk. It's an food chain system. Green plant. Green plant are eaten by aphid. Aphid are eaten by spider. Spider are eaten by bird. Point 3. Water plant eaten by tadpole. Tadpole are eaten by dragonfly. Nymph and dragon nymph is eaten by frog. Each stage in a food chain is known as a trophic level. Generally, food chains do not have more than 4 trophic levels. Producer include green plants, primary consumer herbivores those animals which eat only plants, secondary consumer carnivores which eat only meat, tertiary consumer or carnivore which eat only meats. Producers make up the first trophic level, primary consumer make up the secondary trophic level, and so on. An animal that feed on another animal is called a predator. Animal which is eaten by other animal is called predator. An animal that is eaten by another animal is called the prey. For example, snake eaten rabbit, so snake are predator of rabbits. Rabbits are the prey of snake. Now we discuss about food webs. Food webs. In a community, food chains are interlinked to form a food web. There may be two or more food chains in a food web. A simple food web is below. Food web is showed. A food web is a process or system. Green plant eaten by aphid and green plant are eaten by caterpillars and green plant are eaten by grasshoppers. And then now caterpillar is eaten by spider, grasshopper is also eaten by spider, and aphid is also eaten by spider. And spider is eaten by bird, and ladybird is also eaten by bird. This is the cycle of food web. Cycle of food web. Predator prey relationship. A predator is an organism that kills and feeds on another organisms. The organisms that are eaten are called the prey. The fluctuations in the populations of predators and prey can be illustrated by the graph below. Prey, the highest level is called predator and the prey, and lowest part is called predator. Highest part prey and lowest part predator. An increase in the population size of the prey means that more food is available for the predators. Subsequently, an increase in the number of the predator occurs. This causes disease in the population of the prey, which in turn results in an inevitable decrease in the predator population as less food is available. The decrease in the number of the predator allows an increase in the number of the prey. This cycle of predator prey relationship repeats over time. The increase and decrease in the population of the predator follows the corresponding increase and decrease in the population of its prey. The average size of the population of the prey is larger than that of the predators. Simple food chains are rare in nature because most consumers feed on a few different types of organisms. Why is it an advantage for a consumer to feed on more than one type of organism? The living organisms in an ecosystem are made up of producer, consumer, and decomposers. Producers are mainly green plants that can manufacture food by photosynthesis. Consumers obtain their energy and nutrients from the organism they feed on. Decomposers break down dead organism and waste matter, taking in some energy and releasing the rest to the environment. A food chain is a series of organisms through which energy is transferred in the form of food. A food chain always begins with a producer. A food web is made up of two or more food chains linked together. At what trophic level primary consumer would you accept to find? Female mosquito, vultures, aphids. Making a food web. Look at the picture below, identify the habit and name some plant and animals populations that you would expect to find in this habit. Draw food chains for the organisms in this habit. Draw a food web based on your food chains. Ecological pyramids. Ecological pyramids. We can compare the trophic level in a food chain using ecological pyramids. Pyramids pyramid of numbers. A pyramid of numbers allow us to compare the number of organisms present in each trophic level at a particular time. How can we construct a pyramid of number? Consider a simple food chain as below. Grass is eaten by rabbit is eaten by snake is eaten by hawk. Let us suppose that there are 10 hawks in a given area and each hawk need to feed on one snake every day. In In 1 month, the 10 hawks will need 30 snakes to keep them alive. If each snake eats one rabbit every 2 days, 300 snakes will need four 1500 rabbits in 1 month. If each rabbit eats about 20 grass plants every day, 4500 rabbits will need about to 17,000 grass plants in 1 month. The number of organisms at each trophic level can be used to construct a pyramid of numbers. For this food chain, the pyramid will be broad at the base and narrow towards the top. Broad at the base, broad at the base and narrow at the top. Traffic level 1, 2, 3, 4 traffic levels. Pyramid of numbers: grass, rabbits or beavers, snakes, carnivores, hawks. Grass are producer, herbivores are primary consumer, carnivores are secondary consumers, hawks are tertiary consumer. Diagram of pyramid. In a pyramid of numbers, all the organisms at each trophic level are counted, regardless of their size and stage of development. How might this cause a pyramid of numbers to be inaccurate? In consider the following food chain: tree, aphids, ladybirds. What other disadvantage does a pyramid of numbers have? Pyramid of biomass. A pyramid of biomass allows to compare the mass of organisms present in each trophic level at a particular time. The pyramid of biomass is constructed based on the dry mass of organism in each trophic level at any one time. This is called the standing mass of organisms. How can we construct a pyramid of biomass? Consider the food chain shown on page 412. Let us suppose that there are 1000 rabbits in a given area at one time. We can determine the biomass of rabbits at that time as follows. Point 1. Dry 10 rabbits in an oven at 100 degrees centigrade until a constant mass is obtained. Let us say the dry mass of the 10 rabbits is a gram. The biomass of thousands rabbit is therefore 100 a gram. Repeat step 1 for all the other trophic levels. Construct a pyramid of biomass using the information obtained in step 1 and 2. For the food chain, we have just considered the pyramid of biomass as a similar shape to that of the pyramid of numbers. All the grasses together have a large biomass than the rabbits. All the rabbits together have a large biomass than the snake. All the snakes together have a large biomass than the hawks. What advantage does a pyramid biomass have compared to a pyramid of numbers? Here today in this lecture we will learn about ecosystem. Ecosystem means interactions of living things with their non-living environment. And then we study the three levels of ecosystem, that is called producer, consumers, and decomposers. Producer includes all green plants, vegetables, and fruits. Consumer includes all animals, including humans. The three levels of consumer: primary level, herbivores, which eat only plants, carnivores, which eat only meat, and omnivores, which eat both plant and animal. Then we discuss about the worm decomposer. Decomposers include fungi, bacteria, and earthworms. These are the decomposer. Then we discuss about the food chains. Food chain is a series of systems. The food is eaten and being eaten by another animals. Then we see that the grass eaten by rabbit, rabbit eaten by snake, snake is eaten by hawk. Then we discuss about the producers, primary consumers, secondary consumer, tertiary consumers. Then we discuss about the food web. Food web is also another chain systems that includes diagram. The picture shows food web, grass eaten by caterpillars, grass eaten by grasshopper, green plant eaten by aphid. Then grasshopper is eaten by spider, caterpillar spider, aphid by spider, and then grasshopper is also eaten by bird, and spider is also eaten by bird, and ladybird is also eaten by bird. Then we discuss about the prey and predator and see the graph of predator and prey. The highest level is prey and lowest level predator. Then we see the show of another diagram of a food chain, food web. Grass eaten by rabbit, rabbit eaten by snake, snake is eaten by hawk. So I hope this lecture is very useful for you. Thank you so much for listening my lectures, and then we know we will meet in our next class tomorrow. Thank you so much.